Today on All Things 80s, why did The Mandalorian make us cry? Welcome back to All Things 80s. Now here we are the day after the finale of The Mandalorian Season 2 premiered. And I thought I would just take a few moments to sort of give you my brief thoughts as to why so many of us ended up like babbling little girls watching it. Now, I should point out that my emotions, both good and bad, always sit just below the surface and can be pretty easily triggered in both directions. And I thought maybe it was just me, but having seen a ton of reaction videos of other people watching this final episode of Mandalorian, I was somewhat relieved to know that I was one of many who had a similar response to these scenes. So what was it that made us cry? Well, straight up, it was just a phenomenal thing to witness. You had the tension being built with the Dark Troopers about to break through. And of course, when that X-Wing came flying in, you knew immediately what was going, or who it was. And I think for me, it's basically been 3.5 decades of anticipation for this moment. After Return of the Jedi aired back in '83, we always wondered what was Luke Skywalker up to in the years following Return of the Jedi. And as we all know, we found out by way of the sequel movies, which quite frankly was just a massive letdown. So to finally see Luke Skywalker in his prime kicking ass, it really was just such a sight to behold. And in the context of the scene, coming to save the day, it was just such an incredible rush of emotion. And as I mentioned earlier, I am someone whose emotions are very easily triggered in both directions. And just seeing that green lightsaber again, it did something. I actually, you could feel it in my stomach, my chest, and it was just phenomenal, put it that way. And like I said, it just goes to show you how a 40-minute TV show did what 3 massive blockbuster movies could not. And it's mind-blowing to think that those sequel movies were given the go-ahead. And as most of us feel a huge feeling of disappointment in those movies, but this one TV episode did everything and more to correct that damage. Now, as I said, the psychological aspect to it also as well, bearing in mind that all the reaction videos I watched were from people of a similar age to me. Obviously, some were younger, some were older. But we all had that same rush of emotions upon seeing Luke Skywalker in the flesh, kicking ass with that green lightsaber. And a lot of people have mentioned it made them feel like a kid again, and that's part of it. Because like I said, when things ended back in '83, I was, 9 years old. So seeing him again on screen took me back to that 9-year-old me wishing I could see more of Luke Skywalker as a Jedi Knight in his prime. And here it was, it finally happened. And just sitting there watching it, I just felt like 9 or 10 years old again. And that in turn triggered more emotions because that, let's be honest, being 9 or 10 is a lot better than being in your 40s. There's no question of that. And also as well, bearing in mind that when you're 9 or 10, you have great memories of family and everything. And, all of them are no longer with us. So that was a huge trigger as well. But all in all, it was just an overwhelming sensation that I've never experienced watching a film or a TV show before. And if that wasn't bad enough, blubbering away watching Luke Skywalker kick ass, to then see the scenes with Grogu and Din Djarin removing his helmet, that sent me over the edge again. So once I got over that, what happens? R2-D2 shows up. And then it's all triggered once again. It was just a massive blubfest, but in a good way. And of course, what a way to end the series, or the season, I should say, So who knows what's going to come up next for The Mandalorian, but all I can say is that was by far the best piece of Star Wars since 1983. And if they can top that in season 3 of The Mandalorian, they'll be doing a damn good job, because it was just fantastic on all levels. And it managed to turn a bunch of grown men into sobbing little kids again. So, well written, well performed, and that's really all I can say. So, and to summarize, I think the reason for so much outpouring of emotion was it was 3.5 decades of anticipation finally being realized, and being realized in such an amazing way. Couldn't have asked for more. So there you go. The Mandalorian made grown men cry. So thank you for watching. Thank you to the Patreons. Please like, please subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s.